Gamers run too strict of a program. Gamers have too much of a prescriptive idea of what a good game in their favorite franchise is, which I think leads to certain franchises being bound by nostalgia or bound by the current trends in the moment. And games using their nostalgia or games adopting current trends are inherently bad. Some of the greatest games do that. But I notice it when people see a game that doesn't fit in their construction of what a good game by that developer is, because they've built these weird rules that aren't necessarily about game design, which means that you're often narrowcasting what they can do or what it means to be good. And it makes me sometimes nostalgic for years where we were still bound by that, but we just kind of dealt with the changes as they came. Beat Raiden becoming the main character in MGS2. Beat Four Swords Adventure for Zelda. Dude, I know people were excited about Shadow holding a gun. I think sometimes we treat our favorite franchises as too precious, and I think that can be dangerous. And mainly because I fundamentally believe there are multiple ways to make a good game. And I mean a good game in the same IP. And I'll use me because it's better to center on myself to model what I'm saying. I did not buy Fire Emblem Three Houses for about 4 years because I was so precious about what I saw the Samil Castle doing to the gameplay loop. The social components, while are things that I enjoyed in previous games, it wasn't why I was there. And I've always enjoyed the stories, but I didn't need the story to become super larger than it already is. So I was like, man, this is going to be bad. This is a waste of time. It's going to feel like a slog. Lo and behold, I finally played Fire Emblem Three Houses, and it's incredible. Were some of my criticisms and concerns valid? Yes. But those criticisms are things that I think affect replays rather than the first play. And on my first play, I was able to engage with the systems and approach and what that castle does for connection to characters, which is something that's important to Fire Emblem regardless. I had to become more flexible in how I saw the franchise. But it didn't mean that I thought old Fire Emblem that focuses on just going map to map to map wasn't better. It just made me clear, it's like, oh, they have two different Fire Emblems they can do, and as long as they keep doing both, I'm happy. That flexibility allowed me to engage and appreciate another game, one of the greatest games I've ever played, and still acknowledge some of the issues, but also be open of like, oh, okay, Fire Emblem can look different in different ways, and that's exciting. Because no longer am I prescriptive about what a good Fire Emblem is. I'm able to take each game on its own and then look at what the game design is and isn't accomplishing. That doesn't mean that there are things I don't like or things I hope I don't see, but it means I am less too rigid on what those are doing, because you can still make a game with game design elements that I'm not necessarily focused on. So let your favorite IP do something different. Let it surprise you. And if you don't want to play it, don't play it, right? Like, this is not a forcing you to do things that you're not interested in. But it is about not being precious about the first time you see them do something different. Because maybe the difference will make for a good game, even if it isn't the game that you dreamt of.